Humphreys, and I'm the founder of Making It Incorporated and an SEO of over 20 years. I'm here to help you today and learn about how much SEO costs and what you should be looking for. With that said, let's get started. So when I think about SEO and how much it costs, or even how much it doesn't cost, it really boils down to professionalism and how you dictate one from the next. I gotta say, you wouldn't go to a meeting wearing a torn up suit, and it probably wouldn't cost you $160. Maybe you did, but I doubt it. You got to think about SEO as something that represents you 24/7, 365 days a year. It's got to represent you well, and you got to pay people to do it and implement it for you. And those people are putting you on the top of the search results. So when I think about the top of search results, I think about how much that's worth. 25% of all traffic goes to that top query on average. That means you're getting basically 25% of the market share of voice, and consequently huge amount of conversions and sales. That's worth millions and millions, if not billions of dollars if you're done across the board, depending on the size of your business, obviously. So no one's going to do that for $160 or $300 or even $400 or $500 that's any good. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. They might manage a basic thing and tell you you're doing it. They might even use a tool and keyword stuff in. But the reality is you're not going to get high quality for that. So SEO can be very expensive or it can be very profitable. The difference is what you do. And you have to think about those people you're working with. Do they speak the language of my customers? Do they understand the needs of my customers? Have they asked me the questions to understand what my business is and what direction it's going in to grow that business? I take a lot of time to talk to customers about their needs, their customers, their areas of growth, what's most profitable, and how they plan on growing into the future. And the budgets can vary immensely, honestly. I've worked with some people for just a couple hours a month, but doing something right for a few $100s a month or doing it really wrong for a couple $100s a month is very confusing to businesses. So one of the things you need to think about when you're doing this is asking yourself, do they care about my growth? Are they measuring my bottom line? And by this, I mean, are they tracking your form fills? Are they measuring call tracking? Are they showing me reports of any attribution whatsoever outside of rankings? Because I got to say, rankings, while somewhat important, and they are, you got to remember that people search through thousands of different ways. And while some businesses are very rudimentary and simple in the sense that they're going to use like 2 words and 99% of the people are going to use that, people do search in different ways. And Google tends to narrow that down, and they're very good at doing that because they want you to buy ads. That's another subject that we'll talk about later. However, if you're a business that is in ice cream or something like that, expect to not pay very much. Okay. Look at it like $1,000 a month or something like that. Someone's going to put out some content. They've got to target your pages. They got to be very focused to your area. One and done. It's simple. We've been doing this for forever. And I've got a whole series based on just how to rank for a local SEO, but that's not what this is. All right. But you got to think about it. If you're a lawyer, right, and you've got nothing but fierce competition, literally every metric you do on that website is going to make a difference. A simple keyword change, a header, anything could really dramatically change your bottom line. Lack of focus, any variable could change a lot. How damaged your site is from previous work, how much work there is to do could impact the price and drive up how much it costs to get it done, either immediate or over time. And it really just boils down to what can you afford and how long do you want to spend to get that end result? All right. But I got to tell you, as someone that implements for multinationals and Fortune 500 down to small business, sometimes large agencies will hire us to come in and help them fix these things. and they're spending a fortune for what they could get directly from us for a fraction of the cost. So sometimes you're paying a lot for something you can get for quite reasonable, but it really boils down to the amount of work and the competition. So if you've been doing everything right all along, sometimes it's just a simple tweak, and 24 hours later, you're better. I've literally seen that with a publisher where overseas team switched out a variable. We changed a couple things, and boom, they're back in ranking, and they're making millions of views again, and lots of dollars with that, obviously. So that the quick and simple answer is it's not how much the SEO costs as much as the providers doing it for you and their history of doing so. If you're looking at keyword reports and they're looking at little simple words that are maybe just your brand, you got to think about it and go, okay, well, are people looking up for my brand because they already know me? Or am I actually paying for marketing because I want new customers who don't know anything about my business and they want to learn and buy from me? Chances are that's probably what you want. So if you're getting mostly branded queries and you're not getting anything like the dentist or the lawyer or, wherever you might be, term plus your occupation, city name, these are simple, straightforward things. If it's competitive, it's going to cost more. If it's not competitive, expect to pay $1,000. That's the long and the short of it. But like all things, you get what you pay for, and you can do things really wrong really fast. And if someone's promising you number one rankings, guaranteed, no one can do that. Unbelievably unethical, and that's not a thing. Google literally states in their terms of service, if you're saying that, expect to get removed. You could be sued. It's just really dumb to do that. And I know businesses are always looking for that next shiny item because they're ambitious and driven. And believe me, I get it. I literally built a business around competition. You don't want to do that. You want to look at someone who's talking about evergreen content. They're talking about your bottom line and growing your business and showing you value from day one. And I got to say, if you don't have any of that tracking, like the call tracking of form fills right now, reach out to us or another agency and have that implemented and actually start tracking if you're making any money at all. Because more often than not, what we're seeing is that agencies are not actually doing anything for them. And every single month they're blogging for something or doing basically nothing except for paying someone $20 a month. And maybe they've got an SEO tool that they've keyword stuffed, but they've got no rankings. They have no idea what they're doing. And I looked at this company recently, 60,000 people, we're talking real businesses here, are being sold a tool that alleges to do SEO, and it's $160. Like, what are you getting for that? You're not going to get any rankings or results against someone who's professional and does this all day long. No chance. Completely unrealistic. So if you want to change, you want to start growing, reach out to professional SEO, drop the bucks, because doing things wrong is going to cost you far more than it is to grow. Growing is free. When you invest money well, you grow, you make tons of money. But if you're just throwing a couple $100s out, just save up the money and don't do it until you can afford it. That's the simple and short of it. Because if you're on page 2, that's where business goes to die. That's a long-standing industry saying that we have, and I got to say, nothing's changed unless it's one of those infinite pages, which Google did for a little while. You don't want to be on page 2, okay? Just stop spending your money on that. Do Google Ads, do anything else, get out word of mouth, but either do it right or don't do it at all. And that's the cost of SEO. I'm Adam Humphreys, and thanks for watching. All right, bye for now.